Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you have been here before. Please hit the subscribe button and subscribe if you haven't yet already. Please hit the bell button to get an alert every time I upload something new, and please hit the like button if you like it. That would make me very happy. Today's look is the third look that I will be doing using the Basquiat Urban Decay Tenant palette. The colors that I'm focusing on today, as you can probably see, are the pinks and the purples up here. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, please keep watching. All right, so I already have makeup on my face, and I also already have my Tarte Clean Slate 360 Degrees Creaseless Eye Primer. And I'm gonna go in with Studio first. And I'll go in with a Real Techniques base shadow brush, and I'm going to pick up some shadow and I'm going to tap it off, and this I'm just going to apply over my whole lid just to give myself kind of a base. This is fairly matte. In fact, it might actually be matte. I think it is matte. I am getting a little bit of fallout, so I'll be a little more careful when I'm tapping off. This is fairly close to my skin tone, so it's not the end of the world, but I will definitely be careful with the other, more careful with the other tone, wow, I can even see here. Okay, so just picking up, tapping, and applying just to give myself an overall color. Okay, next I'm going to go in with Neo, this dark purple here, and I'm going to use this to blend a little bit. I've never really used a purple before, but I don't know why I wouldn't. It's a matte, dark color. I'm picking this up on a Morphe E17, so fairly small. I don't want something too floppy because I really want to have control over this, and I am tapping the heck out of it because I don't want fallout on my face, and I also don't want it to land anywhere on my lid that I don't want it to be. So I'm starting here, and I'm just bringing this through my crease. And I'll do the same on my other eye. And I'm going to keep building this a little bit. Again, picking it up. Not as much coming off of the brush with this color as I was seeing in Studio, that first color. A lot of blending. And I'm actually going to go in with a MAC 217 to be a little bit more precise. This just gives me a little bit more control. They want to be laying down color, but I just want to have control over it. So laying it down, one eye and then the other eye. This is the technique that I like to use if I fear that I have too much color on my brush, is I do one swipe on one eye, one swipe on the other eye, and then I just keep blending, because it just keeps it more balanced. So the first two strokes are really what you're using to lay down the color, and then the rest of the strokes are what you're using to blend. So now I'll go in with 1960, this bright pink color. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with a Morphe E19. I'm going to go in really gently and lay some color down. I may end up using my Prep and Prime to get it to adhere better, because I'm not using anything other than the Tarte 360. And I'm going to tap this a lot. It is kicking up a decent amount of shadow here, which is not unusual for a matte color, but I just want to have not a tremendous amount of fallout on my eyes. So there it is on the brush before I tap it out. And then after some tapping, it's just less. Okay, I'll go in first on this eye. And I'm not going to be brushing. I'm really just going to be trying to pat, because I don't want, yeah, I'm not getting much. Try it again, but I'm not getting much. I think I'm really getting rid of a lot of it with my tapping. It's okay. It's not great, but I am going to use some Prep and Prime just to give it a little something to hang on to. Okay, so I'm going to go back in, and I'm going in just in the corner of the color. Oh yeah, that's a big difference. So here's the color with some MAC Prep and Prime spray. And I also want to do something else. All right, here's my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. I'm going to put it on this eye, just a little bit. So I want to see what this color will look like if I lay it down on top of something white versus on my natural skin tone. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the Prep and Prime. Let's see what kind of a difference this makes. Picking up more shadow. All right. Yeah, that's looking much truer. It's fairly thin shadow. It's not kind of getting a wash here instead of a... Okay, now it's actually building up. I spoke too soon. This just takes a little bit of patience. And again, I'm going in and I'm tapping down. I'm not wiping. So I'm just picking up more, coming back in, use a little more Prep and Prime. It's a big difference between the eyes, I think. Picking up a little more. Big difference. So some people might say that if you're paying $39 for an eyeshadow palette, you shouldn't have to do that much work. I think that eyeshadow sometimes is work. I think that you're given a palette and then there are other auxiliary tools that you can use, other things you can layer it with, other things you can... I'm just going to keep going on this side. I don't want to lay the other on top of it. I want to see how dark I can get this to be just by itself. But you don't... When you are buying a palette, you're buying a palette for how it's going to perform on its own. I have a lot of things that don't work well on their own that I'm actually not going to get the same vibrancy. I'm going to add some of the milk on the other eye. And this is okay. I wouldn't typically do like a cream over a powder, but because I'm using the Prep and Prime, my shadow right now is a little damp, so it's not really an issue. Okay, but yeah, you spend the money on a palette and then you want it to perform, and I would say that a lot of the shadows in this palette, more of the metallics and the darker colors, like the Untitled and Boom, these two guys up here, although I did get a lot of fallout on them, they still out of the gate performed really well without a lot of of work. Lighter colors like this, I mean, it's bright, but it's not a dark color. It's always going to be competing with your skin tone. So putting something on it, on your eyelid, that kind of masks your natural skin tone and allows you to start with a blank canvas. Like, you wouldn't just go in necessarily, if you had beige walls or if you had plaster walls and you wanted the color that you were putting on, the paint that you were putting on your wall to show up true to color and to have good quality, you'd put down a white primer first. So it's kind of the same with your eyes, right? You don't have to do this, but I just want things to be popping more. All right, I think I am gonna go in with a little more to blend and kind of contour my eyes. And I'm gonna pick up some color. This is my Naked Basics 3. So this is the one that's pinker, which kind of even makes more sense. I'm gonna go in with, back in with my MAC 217, and I'm just gonna go right into Nooner. Normally I would start with Stranger Limit, the two kind of lighter colors, but because I've already laid down some color here, I'm just gonna go in with Nooner. So I'm gonna pick this up and tap it off and blend a little bit more. Give myself a little more dimension and a little more shadow. And this is fairly stark actually now that I'm looking at it. The line is for my shadow. I'm going to bring it up actually a little bit more on this eye. You can see that I just didn't bring it up quite as high. So I'm going to go back in with the Morphe E19 and just pick up a little more and just bring it up a little bit higher. All right, I'm going to go in today with my Inglot AMC gel liner in 74. This is a really lovely purple, which I think will be less stark against the pink. And I'll speed you through this. All right, and then for mascara, I'm gonna use my trusty roller lash. Not curling today, I'm just gonna go in and do my mascara. I like it with the purple. I think it would be pretty with black too. But I was curious to see how the purple looked with all of the pink. All right, so this is the final look. I've really been able to dive in and get a lot of use out of this palette. I am still really impressed and really inspired by it, and I'll be using it a lot more. And I don't mind using like a white base or using a spray that's going to make things adhere better. I'm fine taking an extra step to do that. There is a lot of fallout, and I do think moving forward I'll probably be putting my face makeup on last. I just wanted to kind of run through what these eyeshadows are like without doing a full face of makeup for each of them. Make the focus be more on the eyeshadow and less on the full face. So thank you so much for watching. There is a lot to do out there, and I appreciate that you took some time to spend with me. Please do subscribe if you haven't yet already. Hit the bell button to get an alert every time I upload something new, and hit the like button if you liked it. That would make me very happy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.